welcome to this new series. They will be about commentating matches that are not played by me. That's why it's called Cynical analysis. And basically, it will not stick only to low-level matches. This match is a match of Global League on the 700s, but I will comment any match I find interesting and I want to comment about. I have asked permission to thramoun and Mobert, of course. Mobert is a friend of mine of the Discord who is relatively new to the game. I think he has played the cards games before, but not PvP in Advanced Wars via Web. I chose this match because for two main reasons. The match of Ceos is very interesting, and the map itself, I'm very familiar with it because I have played a lot recently. Because the second run of the Discord Cup 10, it's against Toulouse, and Toulouse chose this map, so I have played it a lot. That match is currently being played right now, on the moment of the recording of the video. And also I want to mention, I think Rachel is a terrible choice for this map for one reason, simple, because you have two units that are quite expensive that you can group up around your base with 3 infantry, keep 2 or 3 infantries around this area here on the roads, on the forest, and will 1-2 copters, maybe even a fighter as Andy, and then you just repair and boom. And if you are not Andy, well, you will have a harder time to repair them, but they will still not hit in your main army, where Rachel will be able to one-hit KO them very easily. So that's why I think Rachel is terrible. Also, there is no major choke points here. Maybe around this area you group up a lot of infantry, but you just have to be careful of not grouping more than 5 infantry together. If you are top player, I just learned recently that Rachel's missiles scan the map from the top to the bottom, so if there is a tie, it will prioritize the top no matter what, as long as it has more infantry or more value or more HP of hit. That means that if you are player 2 and you have a ball of 5 infantry or mechs here, and you will 5 infantry here, it will hit here the infantry missile. So you have to be careful and will 6 or group only 4 around a missile. And here you, as player 1 versus Rachel, you have the advantage because you can tie the number of infantries and it will hit here for sure. Anyways, let's just straight jump to the match. Alright, so let's see if anyone space skip, but I don't think so because there is no incentive in the early game to do so, or not to lose the properties. Okay, both players are doing kind of the same. But here I disagree with Mobert's move, because you should rush these properties. Maybe the combat tower is not the best idea if you think about your economy, but these 3 bases counting the board are secure, and this and maybe this is contested, but this belongs more to Rachel player and this one belongs more to the Andy player, but still is contested. So if you manage to cap it early, it will be yours. But the problem capping this as Andy or capping this as Rachel is you might not be able to hold it. So I will recommend to rush this one and maybe the com tower, because as player 2 you are very worried to get your com tower not taken but denied by a recon, because a recon will be built day 3 if I remember correctly, and yeah, No, day 4. It could have been, well, day 3. Yeah, you can build a recon day 3 if you want. But Rachel decided to not, which is respectable. But the thing is, even with a day 4 recon, you can move it here, day 5, here, 3, 5, 6, 8, here, 1, 2, or here, date 7. So right now, if you don't have the com tower and you are player 2, so that means you are after the enemy, that recon will stop it, and you either need a mech here to stop that recon from harassing your infantry, which will not stop the recon, because if the recon doesn't see, he will still attack. And you can also choose to wheel a copter, but the copter, problem with copters versus recons is that copters only do 50 damage against recons, even on roads, so you won't be able to one-shot that recon. And the problem with that is that recon will be able still to interact caps, because it has enough HP to survive the infantry attacks, and it will be recon alive on fog, which will provide as many vision as it has with full HP. So yeah, beautifully here placed the infantry to double cap. Same double cap, I disagree, for Rachel. And a recon day 4. Let's see what Mobert does. He has a recon day 3 that moves into the lander, which is pointless since the lander will move it till here, but it will save the fuel. But I think, yeah, Mobert forgot to move the lander, so now this lander, I don't know what plan has Mobert with this lander. Maybe boost the units here, or well, not boost at all, or move them here, which is pointless too, in my opinion, because this lander is doing a lot of work here, boosting infantries if used properly. And more infantry on the weak side, the recon advance, black boat, okay, this one can go here in 2 days, this one can cap this, and these two can advance and try to cap this, but this is really risky to try to cap this and this so late into the game, even though it's only day 5. If you don't reset them right away, you are probably not gonna get them, because this recon will stop you, but this recon neither goes this way, I think, neither is early enough. So yeah, let's see what Rachel does. Right now they are mirroring each other pretty much, not exactly, but on the capture game they do. Okay, I like this wheel, tank and artillery, but the problem with this map I've seen a lot too is not building an anti-air early enough, and okay, I don't like this already, because where is this infantry going? Like, if you don't cap the com tower, what do you have this infantry for? Like, you won't cap these properties, this maybe, and you will be able to hold it, but there is no way you cap this. These are kinda, they are not even contested, and they are not even yours, so don't try to cap this. And both players are using the lander to move it around to transport units, which is actually surprising to me, because I don't consider to use the lander that way. I normally use my lander here, as I told you, to boost the occasional artillery, that the artillery will only move till here, but if you have a lander you can boost it one movement, and the infantry, if you have it here, you can move up to here, or maybe you can just boost many infantry one movement, because if you place the lander here, it's 3 tiles away from each base. But they didn't use the landers for that. And preemptively anti-air, which I respect, but the problem with that is that you still, day 8, you didn't wheel any tank, and that's really a concern, to be honest, because yeah, being prepared for copters is very important, but not being prepared for tanks with your own tanks is even more important. And copters are not that common as tanks. You want to spam tanks in fog because they are so good. Okay, here Mobert tries to cap a property as well as this infantry is trying to cap, which is not happening because it's not remotely yours, it's not contested. So this infantry will either die or escape with 1 HP, but he reinforced it, so now they won't die because yeah, there is only, I mean, yeah, it's a roll. No, it's not a roll because Rachel has 0.5 power boost. Right now this infantry has 0.5 power, so you have no chance to kill an infantry on a city with 2 infantries with 0.5 power, so it's not even a roll. So at the end of the day, the worst that can happen to an Andy is to get 2 infantry injured. The Recon tries to interrupt this cap, which I told you about, that was contested and was very important to rush. Now it's getting interrupt. You are losing HP on your infantry, even as Andy. If you have your infantry full HP, is better because they will be able to do their thing. You want to lose your HP from counterattacks in the most optimal situation instead of getting attacked for free as Andy. And this cap is not happening. Yeah, 2 attacks on each infantry and the Recon to finish it off. Beautiful. Rachel is going reckless here, like this is not your territory. From this mountain past is not your territory. Maybe this area around here is a little bit contested, but at the end of the day, this is the weak side of, I mean, it's not super weak because both sizes can be evenly reinforced, and the airport also, but the problem with is that to go to this area, the only option you have with your vehicles is past this forest, and if you control this forest as Andy player, or this forest as Rachel player, at least has vision of it, or it's really hard to reinforce this area. So if you get control of the mid, deny this position to be passable, now you can just drown this area around here, and player will start to follow these properties more away from the strong side. Rachel here doesn't give a damn. She's going, oh my god, she's just capping, and if I'm not stopped, I'm capping and I get stopped. Oh my god, they are so reckless with the infantry. Yeah, I think this is the most common mistake I see with low level rated people, that they are so reckless with the infantry. They don't love the infantry. They are like, yeah man, they are infantry, nothing happens, but it's a unit count. Unit count is king on this game. So, and most importantly as Andy, because you heal, you want to have as many units as possible. And Rachel tries to start the cap of the com tower, and yeah, the infantry dies. Anti-air prepare for any copter coming, which is not. Mobert is doing pretty good job at wielding so many tanks. Right now 5, and the enemy Rachel has 0. Like, yeah, you have 2 copters, but these copters cannot match the numbers of the tanks. It's like, maybe you will get control of this area, okay, but tanks will probably get control of one of. And tanks are more devastating than copters, in my opinion. Because they have a little more of firepower. Maybe copters can deal with medium tanks, but this is early game. You won't see medium tanks this early in the game. And even if right now Mobert builds a medium tank that he can because he has not enough funds, it will take a lot of time to reach, because they are so slow. The com tower gets interrupted. Mobert, I think, will continue to cap this property. And joint caps, in my opinion, he should have not joint cap, because you know there is 3 vehicles within the facility, and this infantry will die. So just keep capping, so you will get it next turn, because it's at 5 HP the property and you have 5 HP. And if you don't get attacked, you will cap it. But if you get attacked, which is probably, you will be able to attack the recon and kill it, probably. So better to have to, yeah. Okay, beautiful. But I would have attacked the tank probably instead of the artillery. But that's okay. Because if you get rid of the tank, everything around here will be able to get rid of the artillery by themselves. But if you get rid of the artillery, the tank will still beat everything else apart from the copter. So yeah, I could prioritize the tank. And Rachel tries to cap this, kills the infantry that was capping, and gets a shot at the forest one. Now Mobert will be able to utilize the tank superiority that he has, and Rachel builds a medium tank, as I was commenting before. But maybe, yeah, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It will take like 4 or 5 turns to reach. It's like, yeah, but until day 16 you won't get a use of it. So okay, I don't agree with this move, because you don't care about the anti-air, because you don't have your own air units, and because you can weaken 2 units instead of killing 1. And the thing is, if you are not facing an Andy player, you prefer to weaken, to do most HP damage instead of killing units. And also I think this recon was a roll to get killed. So if you attack with the tank, an HP recon on planes dies with 10% firepower. And if you kill the recon, you kill the vision. And if you kill the vision, the enemy has nothing to do in fog. So really important to kill the vision. If you are trying to kill an enemy army that is on a death wall, for example, what you want to do is attack the infantry on the mountains, the recons, and everything that gives you vision first, and then you can keep doing the moves, so the enemy has as little as information as possible. But here was redundant this argument, because there is 2 recons, which is better than 1 recon, 2 recons for sure, but I think it's too many recons. Like, Rachel has 4 recons right now, not even double recon opening, quadruple recon opening. Like, come on, pull at least 1 tank. But no. And okay, the recon gets a shoot at an infantry, joint caps for the com tower. Doesn't reveal quite the copter, so well done. And here we go, guys.
Oh my God!
Mobert
Okay,
wills
it's
a
happening.
carrier.
Everybody
Okay.
stay calm.
Okay.
Everybody
It's,
stay calm.
I fucking love it. I fucking love it. It's
Wait,
amazing.
everybody,
It's like
calm down.
such. I mean, it's a troll move. okay, don't get me wrong. It's a very expensive unit that will be easily countered by any skilled player, but the thing is, it will misdirect at least one of Rachel missiles, the Valley one. It will be unexpected, for sure, like who expects this? And even if a copter spot it and start chipping damage out of it, you actually don't really care because you are Andy, so it's a lot of charge value then the enemy will be giving you for nothing because it will get healed back. So actually it's a troll move. Yeah, I want to leave this very clear, but it has a lot of potential in this situation compared to another CO or another map. Because this area right now will be easily defended by a carrier and can hide on this reef. So it's 32k, of course, if I remember correctly, but it has some good advantages. And okay, interrupts the cap, kills the recon, kills another infantry, moves the carrier. Okay, attack the infantry in the city, black boat. Oh, he also bases skip once for the carrier. But I mean, it's so expensive that you might as well. Okay, and here he used hyper repair. Not the superpower, the normal power. Which is a little strange to me. Because as Andy, you don't want to use your normal power unless there is a very niche situation which I can think of, or in my last video I used the CO power as Andy in my last turn when I was capping the enemy HQ. So that's a thing you can do for the extra defense, because every power when it gets popped you gain, regardless of what it does, extra on top of it attack and defense. And also it allows you to heal 2 HP, which you can heal it before capping, so that will help to capture an HQ. But yeah, there is no many situation when you would to pop your CO power as Andy. Like your superpower is so good, 1 movement, more 5 power, 5 HP, and it costs only double. You get more than double for the double. It's like, yeah, why would you get that? And Rachel joins cap, which I disagree, but it's fine. It's fine. You should, in situations like this, in my opinion, you should retreat, instead of hiding with the tanks here, which also I didn't mention what the hell he used this lander to move the tanks here, which doesn't save a lot of space in my opinion. If it was a medium tank or artillery or a rocket or a missile, okay, but tanks are really fast by themselves, so why don't you use this tank to attack this? You don't join cap, you have 2 infantry, you retreat with the infantry, attack with the tank, and now you get a nice free hit on the tank. And maybe if you want, you can put the infantries here to cover that tank so it can only get countered 1 time, unless they kill the infantry, but then that's another unit that has to be there to be able to kill that infantry, so you know, it's like, but yeah, they are thinking about the immediate reward. I think they see an infantry to kill, go for it. They see a property, maybe you can cap, go for it. I think they think like that, but that's okay. And triple artillery, wow, this is wild. Okay, I love it. Let's see what Mobert does. Kills the recon. Okay, this is a book because I noticed there is a book in this replay which is basically the units that discovers a hidden unit on a forest, apparently moves last on the turn and gets updated after the turn. So probably he attacked with the tank and then with the infantry to kill this infantry, and it revealed the recon that was here, and then the tank killed the recon. Or maybe this tank attacked this tank here. I think that was happened. And yeah, that's annoying little bug, but I already reported, and its work is being done to fix it. Okay, it was a tank. So you can see sometimes it's weird because, okay, one missile lands here for sure, like this is 40 something value, and 2 falls here, which there is 3 infantry, and you need HP here also, which is very devastating because now you had 4 tanks, now you have nothing. In value you have basically 1 tank, and if you are able to survive with these tanks, you will be alright, but you wasted already a CO power, so your super power will be expensive. 20% more. Okay, so he only loses 1 tank of the 4, moves with the artillery, a nice train of it, and tries to kill a 1 HP tank with his 2 HP infantry, which is not even a very likely roll, because this infantry will probably do like 2%, 3% damage, and the chances of this being 2 or 3% it's very unlikely. But I mean, it's a roll. What else this infantry has to do? So I don't think it's too bad to do. Okay, keeps interrupting the cap instead of saving this artillery. Come on, please save this artillery. Why you don't save this artillery? He should have tried to save this artillery somehow. I don't care how, but he should have tried, because you're Andy. And as Andy, you want to. You love your units. You want them to survive and come back home. Like, maybe you put the tank here and the artillery here, and yeah, now the recon has to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, but at least try. But maybe Mobert already knew that there is no chance of saving the artillery, and he used it to shoot one last time with it. So maybe I'm the fool here. Okay, kills the infantry, attacks the infantry that goes on the city, and the only tail that allowed this copter to attack without getting destroyed by the carrier. But Rachel still doesn't know about the carrier, because our friend Mobert was really sneaky and put it on the reef. So very well done by Mobert. Kill the artillery. And why did Mobert didn't run with the tank? What? Come on, run with it. Don't stay on the forest. Oh man. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go here, heal. You get 3 HP, stay 1 more turn, you get 5. Superpower, full HP. Instead of being sneaky here. Don't be afraid of repairing your units as Andy. Okay, and this tank. Okay, so now again, this tank that discovered the unit on the forest updated at the last of the turn. And I don't agree with this, because Rachel will know that there is a tank here that killed his infantry. And instead of doing that, why don't you retreat to the HQ, heal, and then you come back with your superpower? But now you probably will lose that tank. Okay, now I reveals the carrier and uses hyper repair again. Off. Okay. Not even kills the recon. And you. Right now. This hurts so much. Why do you join up as Andy, man? Don't join up. Your tanks is Andy, please. You put them to repair up to 5 HP. Use your superpower and you have a fresh new tank. Please don't join. Please, Mobert. Yes, you. Don't do that. Don't do that. For my own sanity's sake, please. I want to keep expecting these matches because they are so fun, but sometimes things are painful. And okay, kills the infantry, kills the vision. Good. So now Mobert doesn't know where these two tanks go. Good, very good. Hides the recon on the forest. I respect that. Starts a really dubious cap. Tries to finish that infantry. Why don't you finish this infantry with this, and you are in range of this property that you are looking at cap for sure. But guys, next turn, you know what will happen? Carrier will shoot a copter. Oh, okay, the artillery advance. Okay, I wanna see this. Yeah, whatever. Boom. Oh. And you know, Mobert was excited to do that because it was the first thing that he did. Like, oh, boom. Again. Boom. Oh, yes. Carrier worth it, guys. Build it. Really good. No, okay, don't do it, but oh man. If you are able to do that with a carrier, the only thing that gets better than that is a pipe runner or a missile, but the carrier is the most expensive one for sure. It's like, please, my money is I love it. This make worth the spectate the match. Okay, and now Mobert charges with his tanks to enemy tanks. I like this, but if you had your superpower coming. I don't like this after seeing you use your normal power twice. If you want to play Andy, please stick to the superpower. It still hard to me. But okay. And he double base skip, but builds a bomber to respond to this medium tank that there is no other way to respond to that. I mean, you can build a copter, but a copter won't be enough and it will be really vulnerable to anti-air. And a bomber from Andy is really good because anti-air doesn't one-shot bomber unless you have some boost. And I think 20% is not enough. Maybe yes, I'm not sure. But which is the maximum that Rachel can get. And with a com tower. Okay, boom, medium tank. Boom, tank. Repairs. I agree with that. It sneaks the artillery here, which I don't like, because what is this artillery doing here? Like, yeah, okay, it's covering this city and denying it, but you know, the infantry is not coming. Not next turn. Because you are dominating this area. So instead of putting it here, why don't you put it out of vision more near this area, so next turn. Okay, I take away what I said, because you put it here and next turn you can hide it on this forest, which is really good, because now you will be able to secure this cap with this artillery. Okay, I take back. I like this artillery here. And tries to kill that 1 HP tank and cannot even get it. Really unlucky. It was not a roll, because a 1 HP tank does not roll for lag. It does 6 or 7 HP of damage to another tank. On planes I think is 5 to 6. So if that tank was at 9-10 HP, there is no way that your tank will kill yours, and the counter damage, it's probably gonna kill you if you are below that damage. So that was not lag. Well, yeah, it was lag that previously was rolled to be at that HP, but it was already determined, if you know what I mean. More rockets. Okay, he's going so hard on the indirect. This is not a very good indirect map. You can have a couple of artillery placements, but it's not a heavy indirect map. There are very little RT party maps on Fog. And yeah, let's see. Mobert tries to cap the com tower, covers it with tanks. I like it. Advance with the bomber, and now he's not afraid to charge with his tanks to the enemy tank, even though there is a medium tank, because he has the coverage of this bomber. The problem is that this tank is not being covered, and you have to be careful with that. And also, where is this 1 HP tank going? Why is it not on the HQ or this city? Why is it here? Okay, the copter, but the copter has no vision of it, so you don't care, because the copter will still be in range of attacking this 1 HP tank if he has vision with a nearby recon that is not. So I think you are being very careful sometimes and very aggressive other times. You don't know when to choose when to be aggressive and when to be scared. Okay, wields a fighter. Okay, I mean, I didn't mention this, but if you look at Mobert's army, there is a very concerning lack of anti-air, which tries to be fixed with this carrier, but the problem is that the copters, once they get shot at here, they will start going to the other way, as you can see, and you have nothing here to protect from you from this copter chain. So a fighter is a good response. Also, Andy likes a lot of the fighters, because fighters are really hard to one-shot. There are not many units that can shoot them, and also there is the units that they can shoot them, they don't one-shot unless they have a lot of firepower. Tries to cap this, a silly move. I don't like seeing these captures being made. Okay, Mobert is able to cap the com tower, advance with the carrier, so now this is a no-fly zone, and a copter is nearby. I don't know if Rachels realizes that Mobert has a carrier right now. Shoots at the tank, because this medium tank was able to shoot at this tank and is still safe. If you move your tanks within your bomber's range, maybe this medium tank will have died, but now the medium tank knows that there is a bomber nearby, so a smart player will flee away from this bomber with this medium tank, or place it on a city to buy your bomber to attack with anti-air backup. But Rachel has not this option because he has no anti-air, so that's okay. Okay, we'll have seen it moving, but yeah. Okay, the bomber attacks the tank, kinda going away from the bomber, but you are not going out of range, so that's but and covering fire again. And all three should hear 3 infantry, which is the most. And value, these two are more than 32, these two are 42. And also unit count, unit HP is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is, yeah, maybe if you should hear, you should also 5 units, but if you die, the Rachel missiles prioritize the top, because as the way of Rachel missiles reads the map, scans the map, is from left to right and top and bottom. So if you start reading and detects the most better place, the best place, will stop there and will not consider the die that will be slightly better because it doesn't shoot their own units or whatever. It doesn't care. If there is a die, it stops there and shoots, which is really annoying because it gives a disadvantage if you are top Rachel or bottom Rachel. You always want to be bottom Rachel instead of top, because this way you avoid getting shot at your own units, because missiles of Rachel hurt their own units, which is really annoying. And I don't know. I don't think Mobert will get vision of that copter, but I think he has another copter. Yes, yeah boy, another copter dead. Look. I bet my ass that the first thing that Mobert will do will be shoot this copter. Wanna bet? Oh, yeah, I love it. Okay, tank, boom boom. Infantry, boom boom. Artillery, hyper great, thanks God. In the middle of a turn, but thanks God you use it, not the power. One shot, cripple, and yeah, I think this was you could have killed it with this tank instead of going here, but shooting that rocket is really important because this rocket will be able to shoot a lot of tanks. Only one shot, but it has a lot of to choose from. So if you cripple, now this rocket has to go away, or yeah, has to go away. Sorry. And now Mobert, for some reason, now that you have a carrier and a fighter here, you start spamming anti-air. Mobert, please. You have no worries about air units now. Spam tanks, man. Okay, kills one tank, kills another tank. Infantry, boom, infantry. Copters goes away because it's scared being shot at, I guess. And this copter, instead of going this way, goes this way with limit her options. But yeah, whatever, because I see her not willing to go here. So why don't you go this way, so you have more options to choose from next turn. Well, anyways, anti-air from Rachel, bomber. Oh, how because this tank didn't die, it had vision of the copter that Rachel put in range, and Rachel knew the fighter reach. Why you put a copter in vision range, in movement range of your enemy fighter? Why you do that? If you put it in movement range but the enemy has no vision, okay, that's fine. But come on. Tanks have 3 vision, they are pretty good. Be careful. And yeah, destroys all the Indurate. Like, when you Indurate with no walls get spot, you don't want to stay there. You want to retreat. And maybe there will still die, some of them, but you maybe save one. Now, you save nothing. You lose anyways. So if your indirects have no wall to hide behind and you are spotted, run away. You are indirect, you can counterattack, you can shoot and move. You are much more weaker than indirect units in direct combat, obviously. But okay, retreats with artillery, not very far because it's still within range vision of the tank, but you still have moves left to do. Interrupts the cap, okay. Brings more infantry and attacks the attack on tank. So I guess that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, and attacks the artillery, and it's not okay because he has 2 com towers. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good. I don't know if Mobert calculate that, but that was I think it was worth. And base skips for another bomber. This fighter won't die, and covering fire. 1 here, and infantry here, and HP here. Quite devastating, but the thing is, if you don't kill the units and you're facing Andy kinda doesn't care. Because now he will get, okay, you kill 1, he will get the superpower next turn. Kills the tank, good. And you see my cat? Okay, let's change a little bit the camera so you can see the cat. The poor cat is having a really bad time because of the weather. It's so hot here. Okay, another medium tank, double medium tank. Keeps capping. See, this property here, and this property here is one of the most vulnerable ones. So that's what I meant with trying to secure it earlier. And attacking this rocket here with a tank, yeah, it's how you call it, value efficient engagement, but the problem with it is that this tank will most likely die because it's within range of the line of reinforcements, which is okay. You see that there is an anti-air, but maybe there is something hide here because it's very likely, since the vehicles are not here, not here. So, and also this tank reaches, so I don't know. I don't like it. I could rather regroup, and once I'm regroup, attack all together, and if I attack all together, there is no actual answer of my opponent because he will be all dead. Please, Mobert, don't join your tanks before a superpower is ended. Please. Yes, Mobert, look at me. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Because it hurts me, okay? Every time you join Cap a unit as Andy, you are hurting my feelings. So think about that before doing it, okay? Don't do it, man. Don't do it. There is very niche situations where you might want to do that, but don't do it, okay? Retreats with a fighter, maybe too far away, maybe 1 tile more, maybe around here, but yeah, maybe you want to put it here so it can counter the fighter coming from Rachel if it happens. Yeah, you want to retreat with your units, but you want to, because this fighter after superpower will be 7 HP and will be able to do his job, you want to be able to cover that with movement your units. So now this fighter is not covering this bomber, is not covering, maybe you don't want to cover this tank because it will get shot by anti-air and you don't want to be in range of that anti-air, but maybe these tanks and this bomber, yeah, Okay, boom boom. Anti-air kills anti-air, tank kills tank. Infantry gets capped, tries to cap the com tower. And a lot of tanks get killed or disappear because of the joint cap, and now instead of 5 tanks I think he had at the beginning of this push, now he has only 2. It's not really good, because you could have saved all of them. It's not like they were trapped or something. Okay, kills the infantry capping with the bomber, really good. First the bomber, then the infantry, attacks the tank, high break rate, thank you, good move. Boom, attack the tank, boom. The lander brings infantry that goes there all the time. Really, the tank doesn't attack the infantry, it instead chooses to cover the infantry, so now it will be full HP to cap next turn, which I respect. I would rather attack and destroy all my enemy units instead of protecting my infantry, but I think it's a fair move and I think it's smart, so nothing to do to say against it. Moves even closer the carrier, because right now it's very safe with the lander and the infantry blocking, and shoots at the... Why don't you attack with this tank here and then the infantry? I think that's a roll to kill, instead of staying here and repair, because now you will die. Yeah, if you attack from here with the tank and then try to finish off with the infantry, now you will deny vision. Wow. But at least Rachel was able to keep control of this area, so he will be able to reinforce this. But he has nothing to reinforce it with, because he has 2 medium tanks, which are very slow. You have no tanks, okay, 1 tank coming, but indirects here. This artillery here is fine to protect the area, but the problem with this rocket is that why don't you put this infantry in front of the rocket? You don't want it to get shot at. Mobert finish all the infantry, the anti-air, puts here the bomber, which I think it's dubious, because you can put it here and the bomber can still protect all this area, but now has the option to swift to this area, and even this place is safer than this, because this is your territory, this is nowhere land. So yeah, and this is why I like to have the lander here, because now this tank will get boosted here and move it here with the lander, and that means that all these 3 tanks are in the same position. And double EPC, okay, your bomber is running out of fuel, okay, your fighter is running out of fuel, but double? Why double? 1 is enough, man. And you can also use the black boat to resupply. You don't have to wheel an APC for your 8 units here. Gets vision with the recon on the lap, okay. A missile, day 25, it's too late for a missile. Takes so much for a missile to get used. And this match looks like a all-in already. A battleship, okay. I don't think that battleship would see any action, but okay. Okay. And here, when you are dominating this area, what you want to do as soon as possible is to place 2 units here and here. So now there is nothing coming from this black boat. So this black boat basically becomes useless. And the only way, when you have this blocked, the only way to reinforce this area with 3 properties and the HQ is from this forest. So you deny this disembarkment and try to control this area, and boom, you have control of the game. So Yeah, and the APC is moving. Oh man, he's crazy with the wheels. Kills an infantry, brings the medium tank in the city, which is a fairly safe spot, but you know there is a bomber around. So I don't know if you want to bounce blindly, because you are blind right now with your medium tank. And the missiles, yeah, so slow. Look at this one. One movement. One. Oh man. And day 26. Okay. Retreats with the bomber. Kills the infantry. The battleships gets near, attacks the black boat, because why not? And yeah. Okay. The APC resupplies the bomber, but one was enough, man. Why two? And maybe it was a mistake, a misclick. He keeps having infantry here. We are bleeding so much units for no reason, because they are giving no intel, no nothing here. Don't sacrifice your units. Love your men. And okay. A lot of infantry. Rachel only built infantry this turn? Rachel is saving for something. I don't know what. Maybe a battleship in this port so you can cover this HQ? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, the bomber attacks the medium tank. The tank attacks the recon. The other recon. Oof. Nice push from Mobert. Everything is getting shot at. Oh my god. And Mobert uses the normal power at the end of the turn. I don't agree with that. Why? Let Rachel retaliate with whatever she has, and then you will have charge for your superpower. And not, well, I mean, maybe Mobert was like, okay, I'm flexing. This is already one. And, okay, 2 here, value here, HP and infantry here, value here. Tries to kill the recon, kills the recon, kills one tank, shoots one recon, interrupts cap. But yeah, it was really helpless at this point. Look at the unit count, it's 15 less. He was quite behind in income, and the superpower of Rachel wasn't doing any harm to Andy whatsoever, because of the expensive units basically. And yeah, so the carrier did some job, at least at misdirection with the missiles, most of the missiles. Not one was shoot at a bomber and a fighter, but well, anyways, I hope guys you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye.